Yeah, it gave the car about 20 kilometers more top speed, which is incredible. So we nearly reached 300 kilometers per hour on the long straights in Hockenheim. So we start with, my name is Klaus Ludwig. I was racing driver years ago, so I'm a veteran now. My last race I won about 3 months ago in the 24 hours of the Nürburgring. I drove an old vintage Mercedes in the race besides the 24 hours, and that was a lot of fun. I did that the last 6-7 years with these old cars. My career started in 1970 with a little Capri and ended in 2000 with the DTM Mercedes.
Klaus Ludwig has won the second race of the day here at the Sachsenring. Klaus Ludwig definitely is back.
Only 2 wins in Sachsenring, but that was okay. I was already 50 when I stopped, and in between these 30 years, I think I won a lot of races, more than most of my colleagues. So I was very, very lucky, and I'm still, yeah, I'm a little bit proud of it. I did everything besides Formula One. Formula One was not. It didn't work out. I was testing a Formula One in Hockenheim from Günther Schmidt, but I was too quick, so he fired me. No, he was looking for a guy with a lot of money, and I couldn't bring a lot of money, so I was good, but yeah, the money was not enough. So the whole career was many years. I think it was 15 or 16 years with Ford Motorsport in America and Germany and Europe and all over the world, with the Texaco Ford Sierra, with the C100, with the Mustang Probe, with the Mustang GTP, with all these cars, Capris, Tuck Speed, and. And then I had about 9 years with Mercedes-Benz, and in between there were some years with Formula 2 with Renault. Then after I won the championship in '94 with the Mercedes C-Class, I had the idea that I had to drive a four-wheel driven car. So four-wheel drive was what I wanted to do, and I couldn't really come through with my ideas in Mercedes. So I swapped to Opel. And the story I will tell you now, the epic story is with the Opel Calibre and Hockenheim.
Welcome to Hockenheim for the final European round of the International Touring Car Championship. We're back in Germany, this time on the full Grand Prix circuit of the Hockenheim Ring.
From the standpoint of today, it was a crazy move, because who leaves Mercedes? Nobody, because of a fantastic team. We had a fantastic time. But the story I want to tell you is from '96, DTM ITC, an incredible competition between Opel, Mercedes, and Alfa Romeo. So at the end of the day, in '95 I was driving the Rosberg team, and then I swapped to the Tuck Speed team due to sponsorship deals and the net. And then in October we had a race in Hockenheim. So we were thinking about what can we do to be quick enough to beat the others. Everybody was thinking, all the time, like today in Formula One or everywhere, everybody's trying to get the car faster. And we found in the regulation that it was allowed to adjust aerodynamic devices, because we all were using the flaps in the cooling system, which were hydraulically opened and closed on the straightaways, and the roll bars. And so we thought, if this is allowed in the front, why shouldn't it be allowed in the rear? So I was thinking about moving the wing backwards and forwards, so the angle of attack was different, so it was a lot of more speed on the straightaways. So this idea was not new because we already had that in AMG. It was the chief engineer, Gerd Unger. We already planned that in the old 93 time, 92, 93, with legendary four-cylinder Evo 190, Evo 2, but we didn't do it. So I went to the engineers and said, why shouldn't we do that? They said, yeah, expensive, and then, but it was not expensive. It was just in a little hydraulic system, and the mounting of the wing was a bit different. So we wanted to keep it completely secret. But we were 3 teams, so to be fair to every team, we built 3 systems for every team for one car. So the teams inside had to say who is using it. So I was using it in the truck speed team, and yeah, it gave the car about 20 kilometers more top speed, which is incredible. So we nearly reached 300 kilometers per hour on the long straights in Hockenheim. In Hockenheim at that time, we were running through the wood, 4 straights, and on every straight, the DIRAP system, the electronic ACO system, which was controlling all the other electronic devices, was fed by a computer with this system. So if the driver had to say, here I need it, there I need it, maybe on the straightaway, on the start and finish, you could need it for a couple of seconds. So we made the program, and it worked. And we kept it really secret, we tried to keep it secret. And then suddenly, and this is the laugh at the story, Hans Stuck was coming into the pits in the second qualifying, and his wing was going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. Every 2 seconds it's moved, boop, 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 boop. So there was some failure in the electronic. And everybody saw it. So everybody was upset. Why do you do that? How can you do that? Is this in the spirit of the regulations? I mean, I wrote, yeah, why not? If you close the front, why don't you move in the back with the wing? And then later, many years later, we found out that Alfa Romeo was using also a trick. They were raising and the upright of the car, and so in the cornering areas, they were going down to get more ground effect from under the car, because we had a right height regulation. You could not go as low as you wanted to. And on the straightaways, they were going up. So Mercedes was using this movable weight in the car to get more traction out of the corners. So they moved 25 or maybe, I don't know, maybe 40 kilos or 50 kilos back and forwards under the under tray of the car to get more traction out of the corners. They moved it to the back, and on the straightaways they were going to the front and for braking. Yeah, and so we came to the race.
The 2 slower Opels, with Reuter and Altsen following him through, Sakia and Gadici having their own little battle behind, but they come into the stadium for the last time, and Ludwig is still clearly the leader. Ludwig wants to win this race, team orders or not. They go into the tight left-hander, the Sachs-Curve. They're just 2 corners away now from the checkered flag, and it's still Klaus Ludwig. Reuter has his headlights on. He's desperate to try and get past the man in front. The Opel flags are waving as they come into the final corner, and Ludwig's going to win the race. The checkered flag is waving, and Klaus Ludwig wins from Manuel Reuter.
Klaus Ludwig won the first. The second on Sunday was Manuel Reuter for the championship. We had a big fight, and as I had always the feeling that I convinced Opel to go on in 96 because they wanted to stop in 95 because it was just too expensive. I had the feeling that I deserved the victory because the idea came from me, and Manuel was not really used. At the end of the day, okay, they came on the radio and said, can you not please for the championship?
Manuel Reuter coming into the Sachs-Curve, that tight left-hander in the stadium for the final time, followed by Klaus Ludwig. It's going to be an Opel 1-2. This victory by Manuel Reuter is going to propel him back to the top of the ITC Championship table. The Opel flags wave to greet the Opel pair as Manuel Reuter comes towards the checkered flag. Manuel Reuter wins. Klaus Ludwig is second.
And Manuel and me, when we meet today, so we still remember this very well. We are friends, no problem. But that was really epic, as you say. Or, yeah, it was showing how deep the engineering was in these years of ITC. And this is my story about that. And the rest, maybe Luca can tell you much more interesting stories, but I think today is a bit different.